Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. You clicked on a video titled, "In the Lazy Label Forever, Unlock Your Hidden Drive." And let me assure you, you are exactly where you need to be. That title isn't just a catchy phrase. It's a direct promise, a whisper from your subconscious that knows this isn't just another video. This is a transformation tool designed to speak directly to your soul. This isn't a mirror reflecting a lazy person. It's a window into the powerful, driven individual you already are, waiting to be unleashed. The truth is, you didn't just choose this video. In a profound way, it was meant for you. There's a persistent little voice inside, isn't there? A voice that whispers, "I could do more. I want to achieve more. I'm capable of so much more than this." Your inner voice knows it's time to silence the self-doubt, to shed the unfair label that has held you back for too long. For too long, we've accepted narratives about ourselves that simply aren't true, allowing external judgments or past experiences to define our potential. But why do we do this? Why do we allow one off day, one missed deadline, one moment of procrastination to brand us as fundamentally lazy, when deep down, we crave purpose and progress? Today, we're not just going to talk about motivation. We're going to dismantle the very idea of laziness and reveal the true psychological drivers behind what often gets mislabeled as a character flaw. Get ready, because we're about to unlock the hidden mechanisms that control your drive, showing you how to flip the switch from feeling stuck to unstoppable. By the end of this video, you will gain the key to understanding your inner world, translating that understanding into consistent action, and finally, consistently experiencing the power of your true, inherent drive. This isn't just about feeling better. It's about doing better, achieving your goals, and for those of you learning English, mastering complex concepts and expressive language along the way. Let's begin. This is your first step to real power. 6 actionable tips. Tip 1. Reframe laziness as a signal, not a flaw. You are not lazy. Repeat that to yourself. The idea that laziness is an inherent character defect is one of the most destructive myths we perpetuate. Most people beat themselves up mercilessly when they feel a lack of drive, believing they are fundamentally flawed, weak, or simply not cut out for success. We live in a world where productivity is glorified, and any deviation from constant motion is often shamed. Imagine you've had a long, draining week at work, pushing yourself to the limit. Saturday morning arrives, and all you want to do is stay in bed. The immediate thought is, "Ugh, I'm so lazy." You scroll through social media, seeing others crushing it, and feel a wave of guilt, pushing you further into inaction. But here's the secret. Laziness is almost never what it seems. Real control begins when you understand that feeling unmotivated is a signal, like a dashboard warning light, indicating an unmet need. It could be a need for rest, clarity, inspiration, or a sense of purpose. It's your mind and body communicating that something is out of alignment, not that you are defective. The truth is, sometimes your body needs rest, and pushing through that signal leads to burnout, not sustainable drive. Did you know that the average adult produces about 3.5 pounds of waste per day, which accumulates both physically and mentally, if not properly processed? Just as your body needs to excrete waste, your mind needs to process and release accumulated mental and emotional burden. When you feel lazy, pause and ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? Am I genuinely tired? Am I overwhelmed by the task? Am I lacking a clear purpose or direction? Am I afraid of failure or success? Instead of self-criticism, engage in a 5-minute reflection session. Journal or simply think about the root cause of your resistance. Once you identify the need, address that need first. The problem is not that you're lazy. The problem is that you lack a clear goal that inspires you. Tip 2. Deconstruct overwhelm into micro-actions. Overwhelm is the silent assassin of ambition. We live in a world where grand goals are celebrated. Write a novel, start a business, get in shape. These aspirations are powerful, but when faced with the sheer magnitude of the task, most people freeze. The mountain seems too high to climb, the journey too long to start. Imagine you want to clean your entire house, which is a disaster. You walk into a messy living room. Look at the stacks of papers, dirty dishes, scattered clothes, and instantly feel a wave of despair. Your brain, seeing the monumental effort required, opts for the path of least resistance, doing nothing at all, which then feeds the lazy narrative. But here's the secret. Real control begins when you realize that every massive accomplishment is just a series of tiny, manageable steps. The truth is, your brain isn't wired to tackle cleaning the whole house as a single action. It's wired for immediate, discrete tasks. Studies show that the human attention span, though often exaggerated in decline, struggles with prolonged, undifferentiated tasks, similar to how our early ancestors optimized for short, focused bursts of activity for survival. Break down any daunting task into the absolute smallest, most achievable steps. If write a novel is the goal, your first microaction might be open a blank document. For clean the house, it could be put one dirty dish in the sink. Identify one overwhelming task you've been avoiding. Then, identify the absolute smallest first step you can take, something that takes less than 2 minutes. Do only that. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, not 1,000 steps taken all at once. Tip 3. Leverage the power of tiny habits. The 2-minute rule. Consistency, not intensity, builds momentum. Many of us fall into the trap of believing that to achieve significant results, we need to make monumental changes. We promise ourselves we'll exercise for an hour every day or read a book chapter nightly, only to miss a day, feel like a failure, and abandon the habit entirely. This all-or-nothing mentality is a prime reason why laziness seems to win. Think of someone wanting to start meditating. They commit to 20 minutes a day, sit down, get distracted after 5, feel bad, and then quit because they can't do it right. But here's the secret. Real control begins when you understand that the smallest, most sustainable actions create an unstoppable flywheel effect. The truth is, your brain prefers small, easy wins. These tiny victories release dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, which reinforces the behavior and makes you want to repeat it. Did you know that the average person touches their phone 2,617 times a day, often without conscious thought? This unconscious repetition highlights how easily small, consistent actions, even unintentional ones, become habits. We can consciously hijack this mechanism for positive change. Use the 2-minute rule. If a new habit takes less than 2 minutes to complete, do it. Want to read more? Read 1 page. Want to exercise? Do 2 push-ups. Want to write? Write 1 sentence. The goal isn't to achieve much in those 2 minutes. It's to show up. Choose one new habit you want to build. Reduce it to a 2-minute version. Commit to doing just that for the next 7 days, no matter what. Success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. Tip 4. Understand and conquer your resistance, the shadow side of drive. What if laziness is actually a form of self-protection? Often, what we perceive as a lack of drive is a deep-seated resistance stemming from fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, or even the fear of stepping outside our comfort zone. Most people avoid tasks that trigger these fears, often unconsciously, and then rationalize their inaction as laziness. Imagine you have a brilliant idea for a project at work, but the thought of presenting it to your boss fills you with anxiety. Instead of working on the presentation, you find yourself browsing the internet, cleaning your desk, or doing anything else to avoid the task, then later thinking, why am I so unmotivated? But here's the secret. Real control begins when you identify and address the underlying fear. The truth is, your brain is hardwired for survival, and sometimes, stepping into the unknown feels like a threat. This ancient survival mechanism can manifest as resistance to growth and change. The human body is capable of incredible feats, yet our psychological resistance often stops us long before our physical limits. It's like having a supercar, but being too afraid to press the accelerator because you fear crashing. When you feel strong resistance to a task, dig deeper. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of right now? Is it rejection? Not being good enough? What's the worst-case scenario, and how would I handle it? Acknowledge the fear without judgment. Then, commit to taking one tiny step despite the fear. For the presentation, it might be just outlining the first 2 slides, knowing you don't have to show them to anyone yet. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Tip 5. Cultivate your environment, the silent influencer. Your surroundings profoundly shape your drive, often more than you realize. We tend to think motivation comes solely from within, but our environment plays a critical, often subconscious, role in either fostering or stifling our drive. Most people try to push through a cluttered, distracting, or uninspiring environment, wondering why they can't focus or feel motivated. Imagine trying to write an important report at a desk piled high with unrelated papers, dirty coffee cups, and constant notifications buzzing from your phone within arm's reach. Your brain is constantly processing these distractions, draining your cognitive energy before you even begin the actual work. But here's the secret. Real control begins when you consciously design your environment to support your goals. The truth is, our brains are incredibly responsive to cues from our surroundings. A well-organized, clean, and intentional workspace acts as a powerful trigger for focus and productivity. Even seemingly minor changes can have a huge impact. For instance, did you know that the average person spends about 90% of their time indoors? This means our indoor environments have an immense, almost constant, influence on our mood, energy, and overall drive. Audit your physical and digital environments. Remove distractions, organize your workspace, and introduce elements that inspire you, e.g., plants, inspiring quotes, natural light. For digital, turn off non-essential notifications, close unnecessary tabs. Dedicate 15 minutes to decluttering your primary workspace, physical or digital. Arrange it so that the first thing you see or touch is related to your most important task. Your environment is a reflection of your state of mind. Change your environment, change your mind. Tip 6. Schedule your drive. The power of intentionality. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is a habit. Many people wait for motivation to strike before they take action, leading to cycles of intense productivity, followed by long periods of laziness. We believe that if we're truly passionate about something, the drive will always be there, but life happens. Imagine you want to start a new creative hobby. You feel a burst of inspiration, work on it for a few hours, then life gets busy, the initial spark fades, and the project sits unfinished. You then label yourself as unmotivated or lazy because you couldn't maintain the initial intensity. But here's the secret. Real control begins when you understand that drive isn't something you wait for. It's something you schedule and cultivate. The truth is, consistent action, even when motivation is low, builds momentum and reinforces your identity as a driven individual. This is a fundamental principle of behavioral psychology. Think of it like a muscle. You don't go to the gym only when you feel like it if you want to see results. Consistent, intentional effort is key. The human body, for instance, has about 640 muscles, and if they're not used consistently, they atrophy. Your mental drive muscles are no different. Treat your most important tasks like non-negotiable appointments. Block out specific times in your calendar for focused work, creative projects, or personal development, even if it's just 15 to 30 minutes. Identify one task you've been putting off. Schedule a specific, non-negotiable 30-minute block for it in your calendar for tomorrow. Commit to showing up for that appointment, regardless of how you feel. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. If you're still reading this, if you've made it to this point, it means something profound. It means that inner whisper I spoke about at the beginning is growing louder. It means you are ready. I know life can feel heavy sometimes. I know the weight of expectation, the sting of self-criticism, and the frustration of feeling stuck can be overwhelming. You might have felt like you were constantly battling an unseen force, like you were inherently flawed, or that your dreams were just too big for someone like you. But I promise you, everything will be okay. More than okay, in fact, because the very act of engaging with this content, of seeking these answers, proves that you possess an incredible, undeniable drive. Whether your goal is to launch that business, write that book, get in the best shape of your life, learn a new skill, build stronger relationships, or simply find more peace and joy in your everyday, it is absolutely within your reach. You are not lazy. You are a complex, incredible human being with needs, fears, and immense potential waiting to be tapped. I believe in you, even if no one else has ever fully understood or believed in the specific brilliance you hold within. I believe in the power of your quiet determination, in the strength of your resolve, and in your capacity to transform. Now, it's time for you to truly commit to yourself. Promise yourself this. Promise yourself that you will no longer accept the label of lazy. Promise yourself that you will listen to the signals your body and mind send. Promise yourself that you will take one tiny step, then another, towards your biggest dreams. Promise yourself that you will be kind and patient with your process, recognizing that growth is not linear. Promise yourself that you will remember the inherent power that lies within you. You have everything you need. The tools are here, the understanding is within your grasp, and the drive? That's been waiting for you all along. Take these tips, internalize them, and apply them. Try these habits for 7 days and share your results in the comments. Watch how your world begins to shift. Keep going, keep believing, keep loving yourself through this incredible journey of unlocking your true, unstoppable drive. You've got this.